Hi, hello everyone. I'm Prashant Nandam. Welcome back to our channel. Last time we have seen Linux most used commands, and we have come to know what are the commands used in day-to-day life of a DevOps engineer, and what are the commands that can be used in Linux administrator role as well. And most of the information we have seen in Linux most used command series. And as we discussed earlier, as I informed, today we'll be starting version control basic to advanced series, and I have created a repository which is version control basic to advanced, and in this series we will be learning about what is Git and how Git works, and then what is GitHub and how it works, and then later we will see what is GitLab and how it works, and we'll see day-to-day life most used commands for each of these as a DevOps engineer. And I have created a folder which is Git, and I created a README file, and this is the content which will be going through for Git, and this is this will cover the day-to-day task and the commands which were used in Git, and it will help you to understand more. Let's begin. Now you can see Git. Basically, what is Git? If you see here, what is Git? Basically, Git is a distribution version control system. It is a distributed version control system, and it tracks the changes in code and collaborate with other developers. Okay. And before going too deep into Git and all those things, I would like to explain one more thing, one more topic, which is version control system. Okay. You may ask me what is version control system and all. If you see, version control system is a tool, and that tool will help you to manage the changes which developers do in the source code, or you do in the source code. Okay. Or even if any single file of the source code as well, and it will keep tracking of every modification, like who made it, when they made, why they have made. I mean, all those information can be captured over there. Okay. Now we come to know what is version control system. What is version control system? Version control system will help you to manage the source code, and it will keep track of the changes which made by the users or developer or whoever it may be, and everything can be seen there. Okay. Now we have two types of version control systems. Okay. One is centralized version control system. Centralized version control system, we used to have it in previous days, and in centralized version control system, how it runs is like, for suppose you are a user, I mean you are a developer, and you are maintaining a source code in a place, and that is a centralized version control system, and you have access to that, and you have developer 2 as well, and developer 2 also has access to that centralized version control system. Now what happens, the changes which you make will be uploaded to uh, centralized version control system, and also the developer 2 changes also goes to version control system, and both will use the centralized version control system to get their code back as well, which means they can download the code and they can upload the changes to that central place. Okay. Now now if you see, centralized version control has some drawbacks, like only it works when you can connect to that centralized version control system, which means if the centralized version control system is down, or if for some reason you are unable to access that, then you cannot access your code, and you cannot commit your changes, or you cannot do anything over there. Okay. So then what happened? Git came into picture. Most of the users started using Git. Now, if you see, Git is a distributed version control system, and we all come to know that. Now, how it uses, it keeps tracking the changes of the source code. Okay, if you see here, key features are, it will keep tracking of history, and we will come to know what is branching, all those things. For now, remember what is centralized version control system, what is distributed version control. This is the most important question which an interviewer can ask you. As a DevOps engineer, if you go to any interview or something, like they might ask you what is the difference between centralized and distributed version control system and why we use. And now, if you see yeah, I have also mentioned definition here. A distribution version control system is a system where every developer has a full copy of the entire repository, including the entire history of it, all changes. Repository is similar like which we are using here. This is our repository. Okay, how it works, this all will come, we'll see later. Cloning, committing, all those things. Now we come to know what is Git, what is version control system, what is centralized version control system, what is distributed version control system. Now we will see how to install a Git in Linux machine. Cool. Now to do that, I am logged into my mission. This is my Linux mission. I am in putty session. Now what I'll do, I will install the Git in this local mission. To do that, you need to use sudo dnf install, and then what we want to install, Git, and then -y. Why we are using -y? If we run only sudo dnf install Git, it may ask us press enter no for confirmation, or if for some reason, I mean, it will prompt us for the approval, for our approval. To avoid pressing over there, we are giving it here so that it will automatically approves the any approval required or something, like sudo dnf. If you are not aware of dnf or how it is getting installed, you can watch our Linux series where we discussed briefly about how dnf works and all those things. Now I am giving password for my user. Cool. Now it will start downloading. Let's wait for a moment. It's taking some time. Okay. Running translation test. Once our Git is installed, we will see how to verify the version of our Git. Now if we see what is our version, 2.43.7. It's still downloading. Let's wait for a while. Cool, it's completed. Now we have installed Git in our machine. If you want to verify version of Git, you can just use git ---- version. It will give you the version details. 24.2.43.7. This is our Git. Okay. Now let's go back to our repo. We have installed Git. Now if you want to install Git in your Windows machine, then how you will do? Just click on this link. Okay, let's open a new tab. Click on this and I'll go with standalone, and click the download as per your requirement, which one you want to download and all those things. Then go to the folder. This is our Git. Just give permissions, that's it, and it will start. next, 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 next. Cool. Now it's getting installed. Once it is installed, we will verify again what is the version and these things. Now what we are doing, we are installing Git in our base mission instead of local mission. Okay. It's downloaded. What we'll do, we will go to VS Code. I have some project here. Okay. Let's create a new file on window itself. Let's go to terminal. No terminal. See, same command. -hyphen git -version. It will show us the version details. 2.50.1 Windows.1. Which one we have installed? 2.50.1. Cool. Hope now you understood how to install Git in your Linux machine and how to install Git in your Windows machine. Okay. Now let's get deep into the Git. Let me close this. Cool. Now I will explain you how Git works and what are the commands which we use in Git. We are discussing about only Git, not GitHub. Keep it in mind. And Git can only, if you see here, uh, Git will keep tracking of your changes and all those things only in locally. It can also do if you have any centralized system or something like. Now what I'll do, I'll create a directory here. Okay. What name we'll give? First we'll go to home. Let's see what is there. Unless we have unless yeah. Cool. Just I'm deleting the old files. Don't, but just to make things clean. Okay. Now we'll verify Git version first. We have Git installed. Now what I'll do, I will create a project. I will create a directory for our Git project. How we will be creating directory? We will use mkdir make directory, and what name we'll give? Git session. Okay. Sorry. If you see, we have our Git session available. Okay. Now what I'll do, I will get into the Git. I will get into the Git session. If I do ls, I don't see any. If I do ls-l, see, only we have two files, hidden files, but we don't see any Git. So, which means we have installed Git, but we haven't initialized. Cool. Now I have created a folder. I mean, we have a directory. Now what I'll do, why we have Thor again here? I have deleted. So, okay, let's see. I need to come to home back again. Then we'll think about it later. Now what I'll do, I will create a file. Okay, before creating a file, let's initialize Git in this. To do that, we have to do Git init. Once you do Git init, Git will initialize a repository for you. Let me go to sudo. I always forget this. Now I'm into, so I don't get it. See, what is it telling? Using master as the name of the initial branch. The default branch name is okay. Subject to change. Cool. So it will tell us use dejusticated a branch can be renamed. Okay. Now if you see git init has been done successfully, and also a branch with a master. It was telling that ignore for now. Now if you do ls-la, you will see git dot git. Okay. Now if I get in ls-l, yeah, let's see, if we see the files which are inside of git dot git, which is a hidden file, you will see history, configuration, head, all those things, and those are used to uh, uh, for the commits which we are doing, all those things, and we will see later for all those things in our next session or coming sessions. But for now, remember, to install a repository, we have to do git init. After that, we will be getting a hidden folder which is .git, and inside .git we will be having some folders or files, and those files will help you to keep tracking the changes of your source code or any. Okay, cool, got it. Hope you understood what all we have done till now. Let's go and see what next. We have seen what is Git, we have seen what is difference between centralized and distributed, we have seen how to install Git in Linux, how to install Git in Windows, and we have created a folder and we have seen these things. Now okay, now let's add files. Okay, cool. Now what we'll do, we will add files, which means look, let's do touch git, what I'll do, test project I'll make, git test project. I could have made it txtr. That's okay. Dot txt. See, now I have created a test project. Now understand, test project is a project for you, which means it has some program data. I mean, you writing a program inside of test project. Okay, cool. Now let's go into that test project. See, now we are inside of test project. Okay, now what we'll do, we will write a program. I mean, basically developers are someone who is maintaining the code, they will be writing a code. For understanding purpose, I'll just add some lines. Hi, we created this file for git session. I have added a file, now I'm saving it. Now if you do cat, our line is added, wonderful. Cat test project is added. Now we have installed Git, we have initialized a repository, and we have created a project. Now the project, just for understanding sake, I have added one line and it's just a sentence. In real life, I mean in real world scenario, the developers are the one who is maintaining the code or writing the code can have thousands or hundreds of lines, and all those lines will be inside of your project. Okay. Now what we did, we have added a project. Now if you want this project to be in uh, Git, what we have to do, we will follow those steps now. Okay, cool. I hope you following, you got it. Now we will do Git status first. Git status. If you see here, what is it is telling? Untracked files. It is telling, hello boss, you have created a file. That's okay, file, fine. Now if we after running git status, it is telling us there is an untracked file, which means git is not able to understand whether to track this file or not. So that is why it is telling us untracked files. uh, for an example, think mm, we'll imagine a bus stop. Okay, bus and bus stop. Now we have gone to a bus stop and looking around, and a bus came. We are saying a driver or someone is seeing who is here and who is ready, and this is how it is, which means we git status is showing untracked files, correct? Similar way, bus has came and driver is looking. He is not sure who enters into the bus and who don't want to get into the bus. So if you see git is our bus, test project is our passenger. Now git don't doesn't know whether the test project get into the bus or not. That is why it is telling us untracked files. Now what happens after bus? How it goes? People will try to get into the bus. Okay. Now test project is our passenger and he want to get into the bus. Uh, Now to enter into a bus, we need to form a line. Cool. In our real bus stop, it never happens, but I'm telling as an example. We need to form a line. Now to form a line, now users are in line. So I'll do git add and file name. And you can also do git add and dot. That will all add all the files, but git add and file name, it will add only that file to the git. Now I have added. I ran git add test project txt. Okay. Now if I run git status, see how it's what it says. Earlier if you see, the color was different and now the color was different. And what is telling? Changes to be committed. Earlier what is what telling? Untracked files. Now changes to be committed and new file test project. Cool. Now if we see git as a bus and test project is a passenger, earlier git was not sure if the passenger get into the bus or not. That is why it's showing untracked files. Now what happened? We ran git add test project. Uh, think like he collected it. He the passenger is in line, and before entering the bus, he collected a ticket and he entered into the bus. Okay. Now he entered into the bus. So now now driver is aware the passenger is will be in the bus and is coming. Okay, hope you are following. If you are not, please comment to the video after uploading. I'll explain you again. Now what happened? Git is aware, boss, I have a file and I am tracking it. Earlier, I'm not aware of whether to track or not, but after running git add and the project name or the file name or the source code name, I am aware some changes are being I'm aware I need to track this file. Okay, now it started tracking the file. Cool, wonderful. Now what I'll do, I will commit this. See, git commit -m, which means message. Oh, first commit. Now I click enter. I'm in root. I basically we need to provide global user and username and password just to track who making changes and all those things. I haven't configured that. You can, if you want, you can configure it for testing purpose. So I haven't done. Now, if I run git status, it shows nothing. Working tree is clean. Okay. Why working tree is cool? Working tree is clean. What it means? Now the bus has arrived and the passengers are getting to the bus and the bus has been moved. Okay, hope you understood. And the passenger leaves, bus leaves with the passenger. Earlier what happened? We created a folder git and we initialized a git, and then we have added a project. We created a project and we ran git add that project name. After that what happens? We ran git status. What it was telling, I don't know whether to track this file or not. Then what we have done, if you see here, we have created a file. Okay, then we have done git status. What it was telling, I'm not sure whether to track this file or not. After adding git add and this project name, it was telling, okay boss, I understood, I have to keep tracking of this file. And then it started tracking. Okay, now after commit, what happened? It will move the uh, what you can say, like staged files. I mean, it commits the staged changes with a message. Now this is officially saved. Git commit is saved. Now say these changes have been saved to git history. Okay, now this changes has been changed saved to git history. Cool, wonderful. Now what we will do, we will add another lines, and then we will see. I'll run this project again. What will add? Let me think. Mm, just adding second line. Adding second line. If I run cat and project, it will show us adding. Okay, second line. I just type error here. Adding second line. Okay, we have now adding second line as well. What you have done? we created a file, we committed it, which means Git saved that file. Now we remodified that file. Okay. Now if you see Git history, let me show you what happened. See, root, I mean root user, so root has been saved this as first commit. So what all we have done before committing this, all those changes has been saved in our first commit. Now we added a second line, adding second line. Now if I do git status, it will again show me one file is modified because I modified this file. No, that is why it is telling one file is modified. If in case if I create touch file.txt and if I run git status, it will show me two files. One will be untracked files. Why? Because Git don't know whether to track this file or not. That is why it is showing as untracked, and the other file, our first project which we made changes, it will show as modified. Why? We made some changes. Cool, you got it. Now what I'll do, I will add the changes. Git add dot. I use dot now. See now. If I do git status, both the files has been added at a time. I mean it moved to staged. Now I mean the git started tracking of them. I mean the git, we added the files and the git is telling I am aware of these two files, like that it was telling. I mean it started tracking those things. Okay. Now what I will do, if you want to commit any file, you can commit. I mean let me explain you again. Now I done git commit here. What it will do, git status I have done. It will see what changed and what modified all those things. Now what I did, I added git add. Now it will stage files for commit. I mean it will keep tracking to save changes. It will be saving. Now what I'll do, I will just uh, commit them. Just let me show. I'll just add second commit. That's okay. Now if I do git status, the tree will be clean. Working tree will be clean. Working tree is clean. Now if I do cat and test project, you can see two lines. Great. Now what I will do, see, we have two commits as well. The first commit and the second commit. The first change and the second change. First save or the second save. Now imagine you created complete project, or your boss or your manager informed you we need a so and so project, and it needs to be finished, and we need remember this is login info. This is login, only login info. The test project is a web page. Imagine the test project is a web page, and the first commit is only for login, which he will ask you to give password and username and password. And the second commit is, it will take you into the application, in the application which is written in this project. Okay. Now for some reason the application UI was not good. I mean after first commit, after giving your credentials, the UI which is providing inside of application is not good or something like, and you wanted to revert back to your previous change. I mean you want to go back to your first commit, which is first change, only login page, and then again you want to start working. In that scenario, you can tell Git to revert back the changes. How? You can do that by running hard commit. What it will actually do, it will it will revert the changes back to previous commit. For suppose we have two commits. If I take this commit, it will give you the previous data, previous info. We do not have any, so I will take this commit. So it will give me the previous details. Okay, let's start. Git reset hyphen hard and then commit ID. I will take this commit ID. I want till this only. Head is now at D008. Now if I do cat, you will wonder. See, hi, we have created this file for Git sessions. Hope you got it. Now I will do 3 commits. Nano and test project. Second commit. Third commit. I will save and I will close. Let's see what it's there. Let's see. We have 3 commits. If I run git status, it will show me, boss, I see a modified file. You made some changes. And to add this, to commit this, to save this, you will be using git commit -m, and what I'll do, I will do third commit. Okay. -m and then third commit. Now if I do git status, it will show same. Why? We haven't added the file, we just verified. That is the reason it is telling. If I do add and then if I run this commit, it will work. Now if I do git status, it will show me tree is clean. Cool. Now I will get into the file again and I will add 4. Now what I'll do, I will do git status. It should show you there is a modified file, boss. Now I will add this file. Now if I do git status, it will show me I'm tracking these changes. It will I'm keeping the changes which are being done. I'm aware it I have to keep tracking this file. Git will say you. Now what you will do, I mean I'll commit this. I will commit this as a fourth commit. FOURTH, fourth commit. Wonderful. Now if I see git log, I will be having commits. See, first commit I am having. You can ask me why second commit is not there, because we have done a hard reset. If we see, let me show you the command. Yeah, reset hard, and this is the commit ID. We'll be having commit, and every commit contains a ID. And we have earlier we had, where is this second commit? Now for some reason the changes made for second commit was not agreed, and we have to revert back to previous commit one. I mean only login page. So we have taken this commit ID and we have entered here. Now what Git will do, it will revert back to the commit which was done before second commit. Before second commit, what it was? First commit. So it will start keeping track of again from the beginning. It will revert back to first commit, and then again it will keep tracking of your uh, uh, file or program or whatever you have. Now what we will do, we will do a hard reset again. Now if you If you want to have only till third commit, now if you see third commit, I'll copy it. Now first commit, what we have discussed, imagine our project is an application and the first commit is for login, providing username and credentials. Second commit is for after providing user, he will be getting into the application. Third commit, after getting into the application, uh, there is a icon, some uh, catalog icon or something. Okay. Now your team manager or the client not happy with that and they wanted to remove that icon, remove the icon which is inside the application. So for that you need to revert back to again the application interface. Okay. Now the client or the manager wants the login page. He is agreed with that. And the second, what we have after providing the login credentials, it will give you another UI which shows the application user interface, and he is also happy with that. And in the third place, in that application, there is some catalog icon or cat icon, or cart icon or something. So now they don't want to have that icon and they want it to be modified into a different shape. So in our third commit, what we have the user application UI interface. First commit is login details. Second commit is after logging information. So I use third commit because I don't want to you go give second and explain the same. So I use third. Now if I click enter, head is now at this commit. See, oh sorry, cat I need to run where it is. Cat test. Hi, we created a project. This file for git session. Oh sorry, which one did I copy? I copied this one where. Cool. Okay. This is how it works. If you want me to show you again, that's okay. I'll create the same commits and I'll let you know. Nano test project and what we returned earlier. Let me view web UI and then save it and then again cart icon. How many commits we have? Only one commit we have, so we need another commit. Okay. Let's remove this thing. After adding this web UI, then we will add cart. Now I'll see git status. If you see git status, it will say boss a file is modified. I will add it. Now if you see git, it will it, now it's ready to save. What I will do, git commit -m. I will add web UI. If I show you git log, see web UI is added. Now I'll nano into the test project file. I will add cart icon. I will save it and close. Now if I do git status, it will show me a file is modified, and if I do add it and then if I verify, it will say me it's ready to save or just uh, the file is in stage file. It will be stage file, which means we are telling git to include this file in our next commit. Okay. So now what I'll do, why to write again, what it is, cart icon, git log. See, now I have 3. Now if I want to, now this is our last commit, and from here it will start tracking again. Now if I want to have only till web UI, what I need to do, I just need to do git hard reset. Let me remove this everything, and this one I have to give. Now what happens, it will keep the first commit, it will keep the second commit, it will remove the third commit, so it will revert back to web UI. Now head will be here. If I do git log, see, head will be here on web UI. You can't see cart icon. Now if I cat test project, see, web UI, this is how we can revert back. Now you can ask me how the user or the developers will get the code, because we are working locally. No, everything is capturing in our local machine, not into any centralized workstation or any other. So to make this available for users to uh, take and copy this and get create a new repository in their local machine and all those things, GitHub came into pictures. Wonderful. Hope you understood. Okay, I'll explain you again. Uh, if you ask me why we need GitHub, I will, I mean, it is like, it is web based platform actually. Now if you want other users to collaborate and back up your code and everything, you need to keep tracking, and code reviews and pull request, everything will be there. So to do all those things, GitHub into came into picture. Okay, now if you can upload from any computer. Earlier what we discussed, centralized version control system. If I configure this into centralized version control system, unless the centralized version control system is up and running, I can do. If it goes down, I cannot, and I should be able to access that. Now GitHub came into picture. Okay, GitHub UI is this one. We have no here. This is GitHub. I sound out. Huh? Okay, this is GitHub, and inside repositories, users can get this code, and they can push this code, all those things. To have UI and make things easy, and to keep tracking of the source code and make it available for each and every developer, GitHub came into existence. And you can work locally on this mission whether the service is up and running. If you don't need to have, Git is like cloud one, correct? If you have access to it or not, you can still make changes to your code in your local machine, and once you have access, you can push that code to that GitHub. And if you developer 2 had made some changes, you can get the code from GitHub to your local machine, and you can start writing into the code. This is how it is, and all those things we will see tomorrow or day after tomorrow regarding GitHub. Okay, hope you understood what is Git, why it is used, what is centralized version control system, what is distributed version control system, and how we add a file, how we commit a file, how we verify the files, how can we check the log, I mean history, how can we revert back to Git. These are enough for now. I mean, with this Git, we can do only this until and unless we have centralized version control system or any other version control. Okay, cool. Hope you like the video. If you have any queries or questions, please feel free to comment to the video. I will respond back to you, and please share and subscribe to the channel. Share the channel info to the someone who is looking to get into DevOps side, or looking into get into the uh, looking to learn Git commands and all those things. Please share to someone. That's it from my end today. Hope you enjoyed the session. Have a great day. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.